My Dead Friend Zoe, currently my number one movie of the year at this time of March 4th, 2025. Hey, what's up, guys? Jordan, the movie hero Anderson here to talk to you about the best movie I've seen this whole year. Now, I don't know if that's going to stick, but you never know. This movie was really, really good. I don't normally do a ton of reviews, but I kind of pick and choose just when I'm feeling it, when I have extra time, we're not like a review channel, but it's fun to do them from time to time. So I wanted to talk about my dead friend Zoe because I went and saw a couple of movies. So stay tuned. There's another trailer or another review that I'm doing. But yeah, this movie was awesome. Very, very powerful. And you can tell from the trailer going in that's going to be very powerful. This is one of the best trailers that I saw at the beginning of the year on my most anticipated list already because I already knew this was going to be an emotional journey, an emotional ride, and it definitely pays honor and tribute to people who have served in the military, and also deals with some issues involving the main character Merritt, played by Shaniqua Martin Green. Her grandpa having some Alzheimer's, just slowly getting into that, and played amazingly by Ed Harris. Ed Harris never disappoints. He's always awesome. So you can always count on him. And My Dead Friend Zoe is directed by Kyle Hossman Stokes, which this is, I believe, his first thing that he's really done. And this is a true story about some people he knew when he served in the army himself, which is really cool. So I really appreciate that. And the synopsis is Merritt is a U.S. veteran who keeps seeing the presence of Zoe, her best friend who died in combat. When her estranged grandfather is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, she decides to become his caretaker while also trying to heal herself. So you already know going in that Merritt's friend Zoe is dead. I mean, the title says it all, My Dead Friend Zoe. But you kind of see like different points in times. You see flashbacks to when they're in combat and when they're like in active duty, and you see their friendship begin to blossom and like that, and you get to see when she's still alive, and uh, they're just like a beautiful friendship that came from them serving together in the military. And you see the two different people that live such different lives. Where Merritt, Sonequa Martin Green's a character, uh, has, I mean, a pretty great family life. I mean, more than what Zoe has. Zoe is played by Natalie Morales, and these two have amazing chemistry. I mean, you can tell right from the trailer with this movie that they're gonna have great chemistry, and yeah, it shows for sure. Then you have Morgan Freeman in there playing Dr. Cole, who's helping Merritt through some PTSD like group therapy sessions, and I mean they don't really dive too deep into it, but there's some kind of crime that she kind of accidentally commits. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much. It's not like she like did a purposeful crime. It was an accident, as far as the movie alludes to, and so she has to go to these group PTSD group therapy sessions, and it's ordered by a judge to go in there to share. She doesn't want to share. Obviously, she's been through a lot, very traumatic situations. Which, I mean, I can't imagine some of the situations that people in the military I have to deal with. I'm so thankful for people who have served. So if you've served, it doesn't matter what the branch is. Like, thank you for your service so much. Like, it means the world to us that there's people brave enough to go and defend our country's freedom, and to protect our great country, that like a lot of us like me, like I wouldn't say that I'm too much of a pansy to do it, I guess, but some of us are. But for me, it comes down to the boot camp. I could not make it through boot camp, mostly because I can't handle the drill sergeant screaming at me constantly all the time. Maybe I'd find a way to cope with that because it's for a greater and higher purpose. But who knows? I don't know. But I feel like I could find a will to will myself through all the physical stuff, because I mean, you can do a lot when you really yourself. It's amazing what the body can do. But yeah, and then you have Ed Harris playing the Grandpa Dale, and then you you have and I hope I pronounced this right. I'm probably gonna butcher it. Um, um, Utkarsh M. Budkar. I think that's how you say it. Ut- Utkarsh M. Budkar. Sorry if I screwed that up, but playing kind of like the love interest of sorts that kind of like have a little romance going, and then you have the mom played by Gloria Rubin. So it's a good little cast overall. I mean, you'd recognize Utkarsh M. Budkar if you uh, see his face. He's one of those very recognizable character actors. So, um, and yeah, and basically, without getting into spoilers, because I'm not going to spoil anything, but uh, they well, it's just all about Merritt coping with her friend that died. Now, how she died, I can't spoil because I can't say that, but you find out through the course of the movie, and so she, basically, she's the only one that can see is Zoe, and I think I've been saying my dead friend Zoe. It's my dead friend Zoe. Every time that I look at it, it says, I want to say Zoe, but it's Zoe. So I got to remember that. My dead friend Zoe. So I probably screwed it up top, but it's all right. I fixed it. So, but yeah, and she's the only one that can see her, and they have this great relationship and a great bond, and she's kind of there for all these crazy moments. But the movie, like, you think it maybe be a little dark, but it's actually not like as dark as you would think. Like it actually has quite a bit of humor, but like the emotional level, and Sonequa Martin Green is a phenomenal actress. She's so good, and she gives a powerhouse performance. I mean, like one of the things I heard from several other reviews is especially Chris Stuckman in particular, shout out him, that he said that one of the things that makes it so powerful when you watch a performance, if you see someone that's just letting the tears flow, I mean, sometimes it works to get you to cry and get you all emotional, and sometimes not. So sometimes you're just seeing tears and you're like, okay, they're kind of over the top or whatever, but you can tell her that Sneakle Martin Green as an actress is like on the verge of tears, but she's trying to hold back. She's trying not to cry, and that almost makes you want to cry more. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what a powerful performance. And then Natalie Morales kind of brings the fun and the lightheartedness and that kind of thing. But then this movie also it appeals to people. Who have had any family members that have dealt with Alzheimer's. My own grandpa is deep in the stages of Alzheimer to the point where like he didn't even recognize who almost anyone is besides my grandma, and like it's sad, but it's part of life. I mean, so for some people, which is very unfortunate, but Ed Harris is in the very beginning stages, and Ed Harris is giving a great performance. He's screaming, he's yelling, he's throwing things because he wants things to be a certain way, but he knows that there's something wrong with him, and he knows he's having these episodes, and they want to put him in an assisted living place, but of course nobody wants to go live in an assisted living place. Sometimes you do it out of necessity, but it just seems like a very dark like place to end your life in a place like that. But sometimes people have no other options, and so they have this family cabin that her grandma and grandpa purchased, but the grandma passed away. That's not a big spoiler. You find that out right at the beginning, and but so Ed Harris is just left alone to take care of their family's cabin on this lake, and yeah, it's really cool. There's some really cool scenes, especially one that's out on a little pontoon boat out on the water, and they're talking about the PTSD that both of them experience, where Ed Harris um his character, the Grandpa Dale, fought in the Vietnam War, and like he said, when when he came home, he had to go into a public bathroom and get out of his uniform, and people uh, would still spit on him, and like just like scream obscenities and that kind of stuff. But then Merritt's character, she treated like a hero when she comes back from Afghanistan, and like people come up and they shake her hand, they say thank you so much for your service, and it's just two different things, and it's really interesting to see that kind of juxtaposition. And yeah, you just see how they deal with all of it. There's of course a pretty emotional scene near the end, sort of takes place in a cemetery. That's like, oh man, that had me crying. So yeah, so far this is my number one. But like I say, I don't know if it's gonna continue to like be at the number one. But for now, it is, and I might stay there. I mean, we got Mickey 17 coming up this week, and then we got a bunch of other stuff that I'm really looking forward to. I won't get into all that, but yeah, my dead friend Zoe, did you go see this movie? This movie is phenomenal. I'm gonna say, man, I almost want to give it a 10 out of 10. I'll say 9.5 out of 10 because I feel like it's maybe not a perfect movie. There's some little tiny nitpicky things, and the ending feels a little rushed, kind of. But that's all just very nitpicky stuff. So yeah. But I would highly recommend this. It's one. I don't know if you need to rush out to see it in theaters necessarily. You could watch it at home. It's not one that needs that, but even still, like I like to see everything in theaters if I can. So I'm always a big advocate for that. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10 for my dead friend Zoe. I got to make sure I get it right. My dead friend Zoe, because she pronounces it that way in the movie. And yeah, go check it out. Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments section, and we'll hopefully be back at it again with more reviews coming soon. So yeah, I've been Jordan the Movie Hero Anderson, and we'll see you next time.